Hello everybody, Jared back again, and welcome to another episode of NHL 21 Franchise Mode with your Seattle Wizards. Alright guys, it is time for another season. I believe this is season 5. So if we were doing a 5-year challenge, this would be the year that we would need to win the cup. And to be completely honest, I don't think we have a bad shot at it. This is a pretty impressive top 6. It's also a pretty impressive, top 6 on defensemen as well. This is not a bad team in general. And then also, in goal, having a 87 overall is nothing to sneeze at. I'm feeling pretty good about this, guys. I think we have a chance to do some damage this year. I'm just going to take a quick look down here to remind myself what I've got going on down here. And we got ourselves a low elite. That's pretty awesome. A top 6 here who's only 19 is already... All right, we fairly recently drafted this guy. What do you look like, by the way? Not terrible. Not the... he's got a pretty good shot, actually, but obviously his offensive awareness isn't the best, and his defensive awareness needs some help. But, he has a shot to get into that top 6, at least top 9, so that is pretty awesome. Some other low elites. Yeah, we got some pretty good talent here. We have some half-decent talent. Just going to make sure that we don't have anything... scratch that I really want. This guy's 25, so I don't care. I do not care. Probably actually getting rid of Kofor here, because he's gonna be pretty mad about being down here. Might not be a bad idea. So let's do this right now. Actually, let's get rid of Roy, Nissan, and Kofner here, just to make a little bit of room and to make sure that they don't get angry for being here. Might as well do a little bit of trading right off the bat, right? Okay, who wants these guys? They're going to be in the 70s range, so let's actually do it this way. All the way down here. All right, I was thinking you, and who was my last guy? Roy! All 3 of you guys. You guys want them. You don't have the room for them, though. These guys do have the room, and they do want them. Will you give me a half-decent draft pick for these guys? How about you give me a 3rd? Actually, would you give me a 2nd if I threw in something or another? Let's see what exists in the world that I could throw in here. We got this. Ooh, that's a mid-elite defenseman at 20. Why? He's got a huge amount of value, but is obviously not really going anywhere. Neither are either of these guys. Let's throw in one of these guys and see if that goes through. Yeah? Accepted. Perfect. Got ourselves a 2nd. Absolutely beautiful. Contracts are back kind of in a little bit of a better spot. Hopefully we don't have too many injuries and we don't need too many people. But that should be as much as we need. For some reason, our locker room chemistry went up 2 points. Oh, wait, never mind. We're in the AHL. That's why. Probably still 69. All right, let's get some simming done here, guys. Let's get ourselves the first 2 months out of the way and see where everything lands. Ooh, actually, before I jump anywhere... never mind, no. I was going to go and do a little bit of scout stuff, but you know what? I like my scouts the way they are right now. Maybe next season we'll grab ourselves some more scouts. I didn't even look to see if there's any more A's or A pluses or whatever out there. All right, but first time looking at our draft class, obviously, we got ourselves a mid-elite 17, a mid-franchise 17-year-olds out there. Obviously, my scouts are much better. You can see they've already got lots of these guys scouted, and it hasn't even taken a long time. But I am going to do a first crack at getting everybody here scouted. We're just going to do potential and comparison, obviously. So I'm going to go through the first 32 players here. Oops. Can I unpin you? There we go. I'm gonna go through and get all the first rounders scouted here, and I'll be right back. Okay, this should be everybody in the top 40-ish. Yeah, there we go. So everybody in the top 40 has been scouted. Let's take a quick look, see if there's anybody sneaking out there. You're already being scouted. I'm not gonna grab any of these 1 ticks. You're already being scouted. You're not already being scouted. You have 2 ticks in a low elite. There's a chance that he might be low elite. So let's send something out there. Same with this guy. And I think that's what I'm going to call it there for our low elites. Let's get down to top 6s. Nothing but 2 ticks. Top fours, I'm going to leave the 2 ticks alone. We'll let everybody get a little bit more scouted before we send anybody else out. We're so early on in the season, it shouldn't be too bad. But looking at our start, we are 3-1, fairly high scoring. Even our loss, we got 4 goals. Letting in a little more goals than I would prefer, but still, yeah, well, back down to 3-2-1. Not fantastic. Are we going to bounce back? We did indeed bounce back. This is a little bit more what I'm looking for there, guys. Beautiful. And yet, this division is still as difficult as it has been in the last few years. 7-2-1 is not even enough. Wow, not even enough for top 3. Oh, but losing 2 in a row is not going to help our problem at all. But yeah, look, that division, man. That division is strong this time. Wow, we are losing way too many games here, guys. Come on. Pull it together, boys. We should be winning at least twice as many games as we're losing here. Man, not as well. I mean, we're still a young team. Our first line's average age is 20 years old. We have a 19, a 20-year-old, and a 21 on our first line. So it's going to take a little bit of work. Justin Barron has an injured elbow. He'll be back fairly soon. I'm just going to replace him with whoever we have in our backup role then. We're gaining some locker room chemistry, so that's nice to see. It's going to be a good year for rookies. Hopefully we won't be too high up. You are back in. Let's go see what everything is looking like. And taking a look at Stratton here. You're still listed as a third liner, so I'm going to have to leave you. Third line. He's still listed as depth. Hopefully he's doing okay. Just making sure you're listed as top line and then second line. So I think he should be fine on that second line. It's not going to be too big of a deal. That's the only real move that I would try to make. But the fact that they're having a +3 out down here makes me concerned about that. But at some point, our franchise 18-year-old here is going to jump up and need to move up. But it has not got there yet. All right, we got a -1 down here because Baron is not playing. So let's get Baron back into his position. +3. Absolutely glorious. All right, let's continue on. Getting a little bit more simmed here. We've played 21 games. Still not doing as well as I really hoped. Although we have jumped up into second in the division, so that is quite a bit better. And that's a final loss there. I'm still thinking, I'm going to do one more month here, guys. I'm just going to sim one more month. Let's get like at least 30, 35 games under our belt before we go see what everything's looking like. And then we can take a look at contracts, take a look at how we are doing. I'm going to leave my own scouts to do their own scouting for this one here. Come on, boys. If you drop below 500, I'm going to be enraged. You better not do it. Oh, you little buggers. Oh, and yeah, we're still in third in the division. All right, there we go. Back up above 500. Come on, let's get a few wins under our belts here, guys. No! Hovering around 500 with our team is absolutely atrocious. Under 500? What's going on, boys? I guess I'm going to have to make a move myself. They want 2 elite prospects for Niederreiter, Limbaum. Yeah, no. You can't have those guys, at least not for that. I'm more than likely to trade those prospects just because one of them is 20 and it is actually not that useful to us. But still not willing to trade that away quite yet. All right, let's see what we're doing. Giannis is wrecking face. As you can see, we are once again in a fairly tight division. However, the Kings and the Canucks are the only ones that are really like running away with it. Us down to the Ducks are all floating around that point per game realm. Even the Golden Knights and the Sharks aren't doing too badly. All right, let's see how our team is doing in general, and then we'll go from there. All right, so Seattle there. Goals for is they're basically the same for goals against and goals for, which is not the best in the entire league there. Our goals against isn't terrible. It's also not great. Let's take our power play is good. Penalty kill is good, actually. Our special teams are totally fine. And 5-4-1. It's not the end of the world, but I would prefer better. All right, let's see how the team is doing point-wise. So our first line right there are all point per game. And looks like Mavic Giannis, our first line franchise player, is absolutely rifling that puck in the net. And he is a power forward that is only 19 years old. He's only going to get better. I am so looking forward to seeing where he goes. Hoglander, this third line isn't doing as well as I would like it to. Where's even is it Stanton? Yeah, definitely not as well as I'd like to. Although, no, it's Quincy up there, isn't it? Yeah, Quincy as a grinder. I mean, that makes sense. I think I am going to switch these guys up just so that they switch it around here. All right, let's take a look at just defensemen first before we move on. Owensky and Healy and Ghost are all doing just okay. Still not going to have, I mean, he's technically on pace for a 40-point season, but not as well as I would like him to be. He's still not that point-scoring goalie that I'm really looking for. Jari's not getting the points I'm looking for him, but he's definitely getting the save percentage I'm looking for him. And Wallstead also not quite getting the save percentage I'm looking for, but he's getting the points. He's getting the points. I would prefer for him to have gotten a little more, but obviously with our record, you can't really expect it out of him. All right, let's see if there has been any progress here on the progress reports. All right, Granlund. It's almost all. Is it all stat? It's all stat. Hoglander. It's still all stat. So he's not really a first line forward there. Shane Wright is a bunch of stat and no actual natural growth. Neither is McGinn. Man, none of these guys. Oh, I forgot I had Kopitar. Oh, he's got a bunch of natural minuses. That's unfortunate. And Wallstead has a bunch of stat minuses, so hopefully he'll pop himself out of that. Luckily, Stanton here does have some positives. His offensive awareness has gone up, so is his defensive awareness. That is good to see. Ferland, it's all stat. That's fine. And Mueller here, you are top 6 defenseman. A little bit of physical and whatnot. I have you playing. Are you in depth? You're now a top 6D, so he may want to be actually playing here. All right, let's take a look in the system and see if we have any big growth down there. We've got a low elite Nina McCake. I'm not even going to try and say that. Looking pretty good there. Offense has gone up. Defensive awareness has gone up. Oh, wow. Actually, yeah, that's not terrible at all. Wow, at 71, that is actually pretty fantastic. All right, this medium elite goalie has gone up to a 62. That's pretty awesome. Got a 64 here from Reed. Another goalie's high starter up to a 62. And whatever this name is, it's got some morale growth, but also some natural growth in the places that we want. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. These guys are the ones that were for sale there, and I'm definitely thinking this Bobrovsky here is probably going to be on the market to leave. We do not need to have 2 medium elite goalies. And 2158, definitely going to be sending that guy away at the trade deadline for a few picks, particularly if it's a strong draft. Okay, taking a look at contracts. It looks like Hoglander is saying he does not want a contract. Not contrast. I'm sorry, just taking out my calculator here and let's see if we can see what he's looking for. So starting off, let's just see what he's asking for. 6 years at 11. I'm going to say no to that. I am going to immediately try and get McGinn here. Ooh. I'm going to say 6 years. This kid's going to be awesome. So if I did 7 times 0.85 equals basically 5.95. If I can get him for 5.95 until he's 26, I would be silly to say no to a contract like that. Ghost, what are you asking for, my friend? I'm going to bring him back for 2 more years. Okay, so 5.225 times 0.85 equals basically 4.5. So 2 years at 4. Went too far. Let's try 4.47 and see where that lands us. Close to what he's already making right now. Pesse is making a similar amount, and he wants a similar amount. I think we can probably try 3 years at 4.4 for him. I'm just guesstimating it now. Actually, I'm going to try it there. Does it go down? I'm going to say 2 years. I'm going to give them exactly the same contract. They're both going to be in their mid-30s, so we are going to need to have some contracts coming up. Carlson, he's on a similar contract. Is he asking for something similar? He's 28. I'm going to stick him around for 4 years, and I'm going to try and see what I can get him for here. So 4.875 times 0.85 equals 4.1. Does it go down if I'm going to keep them all. I mean, this is a tradable contract, but he is 42. He's not going to go anywhere contract-wise, and if we have to make some room contract-wise, I can get rid of him. So I'm going to say, yeah, that's fine. Let's do 4.14. Having a bunch of these like $4 million guys is not the smartest thing in the world, but should be fine. I'm gonna try it with that and stick with where we are. Baron, don't ask for too much here, buddy. Perfect. 2 years, you're 24. It goes up as we go along. I'm gonna give him the same as everybody else. Let's try 2.25. Let's try 2.2 actually. For a bottom 6 contract, that's not terrible. Anybody else? Kopitar, what are you looking for, my friend? 4 million? That's funny. No. And you're stuck down on 8 for the next few years, and Jari is even on there for a little bit longer. That is amazing. All right, cool. Hopefully they'll take some of those contracts on. Let's get ourselves a little bit closer to the trade deadline and see where everybody's at. Oh, before I do that, though, there is something else we want to do. So I want to try and boost a little bit of this. Your center left wing. Obviously, that's not going to change anything. I want Olsen there. But who do I have scratched right now? I've got Miller, Kopitar, and Phillips. Phillips is listed as depth. Kopitar is a minor scorer. Let's see what Phillips looks like here, if they give us a plus. Let's throw Phillips in. And do that. What if I did Kopitar instead? I'm trying to get a little bit more of a plus down here if I can. Nope, none of that changes, so I'm just going to throw Olsen in. Oh, that's where we wanted. Wait, now do we get any pluses down there, or is it always a negative? Okay, if it's always going to be a negative, I'm just going to keep Olsen in. What if I threw Phillips over here? Nope. Okay, fine. Fine then. Be that way. And you, my friend. So how would I make this a little bit better? I've got a power forward, a grinder, and a sniper. You would think that a playmaker would make this better. I wonder if it's just the grinder. Or I wonder if it is just the scheme fit. I may be able to find somebody that fits this third line better in the trade deadline that I can swap Ian over here for somebody else. He doesn't have great chemistry down there, unfortunately. He does have some pretty good chemistry up there, though. But we're going to leave him down there. He's just kind of weird. He is just kind of weird, Ian Chekhorvich here. I think it may be the finally the year that I get rid of him. We'll see. We'll see who we can find. Let's get ourselves a little closer to the deadline either way, and we'll go from there. So let's get ourselves all the way down to here and see where we're at. Obviously, there's probably going to be a little bit of something. Baron says yes. Pesse is rejected. Carlson said yes. Ghost says yes. McGinn said no. I guess I'm going to have to send out some more contracts. And we look like we are doing a little bit better here. So hopefully that line change did a little bit of work. Beautiful. Look at all these wins, guys. And our goalies seem like they are working out a little bit better as well. Not too shabby. Looks like Zach was a little bit injured, but didn't even get injured enough. We have not lost yet this month. And then we lose 2. Both quite high-scoring games. We put the puck in the net, but we obviously let it in as well, which is not what I'm looking for. But we bounced back with 2 wins, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Let's go to the draft class, see what everybody has found out for us. A bunch of medium elites. Beautiful. You're still being scouted, so I'm going to leave you alone. A DFD here would not be a bad idea. We don't know anything about you. We know you're like Mark Edward Vlasic. Wouldn't be terrible. We have a playmaker here in Malkin. Also would not be terrible. Similar to Patrick Kane, very friendly but keeps to himself. All right. Well, I'm going to go through and send out the scouts here once again, guys. You're already being scouted. Looks like a lot of people are already being scouted here, but there's a few of them that are not being scouted. So I'm going to do this, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so I've sent my scouts out into the world there. Let's see if there's any at least 3 ticks or whatnot out in the future rounds that I could be going after. Let's send out to this guy. He's 2nd round. There's a chance he might be a top 6 or some kind of potential in that realm. Same with this guy. After like the 60 realm, you're already being scouted too. Yeah, if there's a goalie out here, even if he's a high starter, that would be pretty awesome. So we're gonna grab you as well. And then after that, although this guy has a chance to be an enforcer, but we're already scouting him, so I'm gonna leave him be. All right, low elites. Let's see if there's any low elites out there in the later rounds. Sorry guys, a little bit of a hiccup there. This guy's already being scouted. I'm not gonna care after that. If they scout them, they scout them. This guy is fully scouted. I am going to pin the heck out of you. 46, a sniper. That's amazing. Leaving you guys all alone. I don't care about you. I'm going to care a little bit about this guy. He looks like he's going to be early 4th round. And Jacques, please make sure we can get that guy fully scouted. And I think that's it. Let's go and see if there's any gems to find before we jump on. We have a bust here. Other than that, there's nothing to find. All right, continuing on the sim, a win and a loss. We're staying in the race, guys. That's the big thing. We're staying in the race. We're growing our young guys. Going to be awesome. We're getting a lot of morale changes too in the positives, which is nice. I think that was one more win back there that we missed. Shootout loss, but at least we get a point. Not doing too terribly. Carlson is injured until February. I'm just going to replace with our kid there. Oh, right. I was going to try and put him in there. We need to see now, actually, talking about defensemen, where he fits. Because I'm feeling that our guy there is fine. Those two for Raquel and Konechny? Absolutely not. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I need to trade those guys. I now have just some value that I'm not using, and the game is like, all that value, you should get rid of it. All right, so here is the time that we would see. Yeah, look at that. Stanton actually bumped himself up just by putting him up there. Perfect. Oh, look at those puck skills. Whoo! Glorious. Absolutely glorious. And this kid bumped up at least a little bit to some extent. This grinder, look at that defensive awareness, guys. 95 defensive awareness. And he has an 80% face-off. Interesting. His physical category is pretty good too. Same with the skating, 87s all the way across. I like that guy. I like that guy a lot. You're doing good. 93 overall? What the heck, Yanis? All right, but looking at defense, something was happening that I needed to do, wasn't it? Miller. Well, I could do that. So, I mean, he is only top 6 right now. So that would mean scratched. We have Carlson. And Carlson is a top 4 and he wants to be top 4. So I think he might be the odd man out. Yeah. So we should probably trade Carlson for a... Yeah, we're going to trade Carlson for a depth defenseman and a pick. So he's losing morale right now, though. So I really should stop the sim, he says as he continues to let it go. Okay, there we go. Let's do some trading. Let's see what there is. Before we go to trades, let's go looking at our points and whatnot. Marek Giannis here is still wrecking face. There's the word I'm looking for. What are we, 2nd overall? No, we're 3rd in the division. All right. But LA Yeah, LA and Vancouver. Look at Vancouver, though. Yikes, they're scary. Absolutely scary. And it seems like we have pulled away a little bit, actually. So, yeah, we should be fine. And then it's these three that are really fighting for that fourth slot. Although the wild card may pop itself into this division as well. But looking at us, our goals against is amazing, actually, now. That's awesome. Second best in the division. And goals for looks like it's tied for second there. It looks like the Vegas Golden Knights are letting goals in, but they are putting the puck in the net. 23.6, pretty good. And 86.6 is staggeringly awesome. We're better away than we are at home. 7-3-0 in the last little while here. All right, let's take a look at points here. Looks like that top line outside of McGinn, who's still acting a little bit like a hybrid, actually, which is interesting as a sniper. You would think he'd be putting the puck in a little bit more in, but Giannis is taking the majority of the goals. Shane Wright is playing that playmaker. Look at those puck skills. Yikes. Yikes, you guys. I know that's largely stat growth, but it's still pretty awesome. Healy actually is beating out Rinsky for points here, which is pretty nice to see. Love to see that, Sean. Granlund's doing okay. Hoglander's doing okay. Statton's not doing great. Both these guys are not doing as well as I would have hoped them to do, but they both got above 10 goals, so not terrible. And then my lower guys are doing just fine. Let's take a look at just defensemen for a second here. You mean these three guys, they're all going to get roughly 35 to 40 points, which is not bad. It's not bad at all. Miller here has been in for... We really need to trade Carlson for a... we need to trade Carlson for a right-handed defenseman. We have almost no righties. We really need to get a righty. Yeah, definitely going to try and get a righty out of it. But he hasn't, he's a plus minus of good. He's only had 17 shots, actually, so that's fine. And he's not on the power play, so I understand why he's not getting any points. But still, get some points, Braun Miller. What you doing, bro? What you doing, bruv? Hopefully he gets a bit better. All right, let's take a look at goalies. Stop going to the different page there, Jared. Not bad. This is not a bad year for Wallstead here. There's a chance that he will get himself in that Vezina conversation with that. Jari's still not getting the points I'm looking for from him, but his goals save percentage and his goals against are still okay, so I'm not too mad. All right, let's look at progress reports and then contracts and then go for a quick adventure into the trades. Although I might go a quick adventure in the trades first, actually, because there is going to be defensemen moved around. All right, taking a look at overalls here. Granlund, it's still all stat. Same with Hoglander. Yeah, those guys are going to fall back down to earth at some point. Now, it might be the time. It might actually be the time to trade Granlund because he's getting older and because of all that stat growth. It might actually not be a bad idea to try and find a center to take on that second line center role. We could look into that. Shane Wright is obviously going to hold the fort up on that first line, but we probably should look into that. Stanton is now an 87 overall. Natural growth everywhere as a 19-year-old. What a stud that guy's going to be. It's still all pluses for Dante McGinn here in the stat section. And we still have a bunch of negatives here for Jesper. So hopefully he will pop back up there. Giannis, a little bit of natural. Offensive awareness going up naturally, but there's also some morale growth there. So that's something to look into. Olsen here. Morale. Oh, he's gotten a little bit face-off, shot blocking and whatnot, and some natural growth. So Harold Olsen is also doing pretty well down there. Perfect. All right, let's take a look at the system, see what's happening down here. This guy, similar amount of growth as last time, so I'm not going to really check. This guy's getting quite a bit better. We have a 35-year-old who is quickly dropping off down there in the AHL, unfortunately. 20-year-old bottom sixer, which is interesting. Fringe, high starter. Nothing crazy. Morale, a little bit of natural. So good job, Giordano. And Bob's here is up to a 60. I still think Bob is going to be somebody going away. Same with possibly this guy. We'll see. All right, let's get ourselves... First off, let's view the contracts. I know I said I wasn't going to. I just want to see what we have looking like here. Werenski wants to come back. He wants 6 years at that price. Hoglander, I'm waiting on you as well. He wants 1 year at that price. Granlund does want to come back, so it is his contract here. That means I probably do want to get rid of him here. 3 year at 7. So, but you are still looking pretty good. All right, McGinn. Let's try this again. If I said 7.8 times 0.85, it would be 6.63. Let's do 6 years. It goes up pretty dramatically after that, right? Yeah. So 6 years at 6.65. Let's see what he says to that. Be a pretty awesome long-term deal for you. No, 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 no. Pesse is saying no to coming back. So I could, in fact, trade Pesse instead of Carlson. Although I'm not getting a right-handed back. What are you looking for? A decent chunk of change. McEwen says no to coming back. But I want you, dude. You're not allowed to say no, dude. Kopitar is still saying he wants to come back. Is he asking for 4 million still? Let's see. Anze? Yeah, still asking for 4 million. Dude, just because you are who you are doesn't mean you can ask for that. So, Pesse is the one guy that we have not signed. So that is an interesting choice there. Carlson is cheaper. And he does want to be up there. I don't mind Carlson up there. Let's see. Let's go edit lines and see what that looks like if I were to trade Pesse. Going to defense. So Pesse is right there. What happens if I throw in Carlson? It's not the end of the world. It's also not amazing, but still not the end of the world. If I did that, they would get +3s up there. So obviously that in the future could be something that we do. You know what? In that case, seeing as that's probably going to work in the future, I think I am going to keep Carlson right there where he is and trade Pesse. All right, let's propose a trade. Get rid of Pesse and Granlund. Bunch of full... Yeah, so Granlund has full potential. So does this kid. Now, this guy I'm probably going to trade at the draft just for a pick. But I want to find myself a center that would fit my left wing. I could try for one of the Zegresses. We got a Zegras here that has 3 years left on that. What do you look like? You're a second line center. You've got decent faceoffs. You're a playmaker, so that would work. That would be interesting. That would get rid of one of the Zegrasses off this team. What would you fit? First line 1. That's not a bad contract to have. Niederreiter here is a second line. You're 30. I think this might not be a bad choice. They don't want to trade him, but the value is pretty close. I think I'm going to go for this, guys. Let's try it. So we're also going to need to throw, obviously, a little bit more value their way. So let's see what we got here. I could throw one of these two. Let's do it. Let's throw 20-year-old at them here. Let's see if we can grab back something in return. Maybe a defenseman. You guys have any right-wing defensemen that you feel like getting rid of? There's this guy. Mahura. You're a left defenseman, though. You got this guy, but you are actually not bad. You're 31, Matherson. Michael Matherson is a no-go. They got this guy. Oh, that's Hjalmarsson. We're not grabbing Hjalmarsson, that's for dang sure. They got Travis Hamonic. Right or left wing. DFD. I mean, I wouldn't say no. That's gonna keep us above the cap floor. All right, let's see if we can get a pick of some kind as well. We're still overpaying. We can probably drop a pick off later. Let's start by saying third and moving our way down. Trade rejected. Oops. I do want Hammers. Do want Travis Hammernick. Hammernick. So let's grab him before we go anywhere else. Mr. Hammernick. Is that PK Subban? No. Really? You're doing him that dirty, you guys? That's crazy. All right, let's try that. Rejected. The value is not the snuff. Let's just take away the pick and see what they're saying. Rejected. So we are going to need to throw a little bit of something else in here. Okay, if that's what you guys want me to do, I can do that. Wait, is that the only unsigned person we got up there? Interesting. All right. Sure. Let's take a look at goalies. Do I have any other garbage to send their way? I've got a high starter and a fringe starter. Let's throw the fringe starter in there. And then I'm probably going to have to start throwing picks in there. Yep. Let's throw in, starting with a fourth, and then work our way up. It's not there whatsoever. Man, they really do not want to get rid of Zegras here, do they? Well, I'm willing to go for a second. I don't know if I'm willing to do much more than a second here, guys. Really? You don't say. Well, I guess we're going to have to find... That was obviously going to be a pretty awesome choice here. I do want a center, so let's just look for centers here and see what they got. This is a 25-year-old for 2 more years at that price. They got Dvorak at that. This guy has an expansion. I don't even know what his name is. Oh, right. Henrique, maybe? Braden Hayton here. You're a third liner, actually, even though you're set as a third liner at that. Interesting. All right, let's move on here. I didn't need to go in here, did I? They got the Nuge. They got Max Domi. I always do like grabbing Max Domi. That's a decent contract. He is a playmaker. It's our first line. He's been scouted on the second line. It's not a terrible contract. He's not great at faceoffs, but he's got some half-decent stats. He's a bit younger, but not by much. So I think I would prefer to have, if I have the option, somebody a little bit younger than Max. But we can always go back to Max if we need to. Eichel at that is crazy. Middle stat for 2 more years at that is probably undoable. They do have Dylan Cousins there as well. 1 year, he does not have an extension. They're paying $11 million for Reinhart for 8 years after this year. Yikes. Let's take a look at Dylan Cousins here. Third liner, power forward. Not bad, half bad. But we are going to have to give him a contract, so that's going to be a little bit more iffy. Krebs, playmaker, would fit us a little bit better. We could go for Krebs. It would definitely make us worse right now, though. So I'm going to probably say no to that. Nolan Patrick, 3 years at that pretty low price. Nick Schmaltz, also a pretty decent price. Still want to find someone a little bit better. This guy they want to get rid of. He's obviously not good enough for it, though. I'm going to say no to that. Kirby Doc, 5 years at $10 million. Power forward, I'm still probably wanting something a bit better. Gonna say no to that. No. Nolan. He does not have an extension. This guy does have an extension. He's 26. He has an extension of $4 million for 1 year. Liam Foldy, a 2-way forward. No. That's a no-go, my friends. Hintz, no. Tyler Seguin, no. Everything else has too much value. Joe Veleno for 2 years at $4 million. You're a 2-way. Roy here. Joshua Roy, playmaker. Now that is a little bit more tempting. They don't have him signed an extension, but there is a chance that he will get better. He is a playmaker. His decent offensive awareness, but his passing and his offensive awareness are not up to snuff. I'm going to say no to you, my friend. 2 franchise centers. Yeah, no. Barkov, Lundell. 4 years at that contract is not terrible. You're 2-way, though. Nope. Wow, this is a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be, you guys. Byfield would be an interesting option. I believe he's on a not bad contract, but he's a power forward, is he not? Yeah. But that wouldn't be terrible. Do we have him scouted on anything? All lines. So they do like him. Now, they're not going to want to get rid of him, though. But that's closer. They would be over the league minimum. Let's try for Byfield here. I know power forward's a little bit weird, and I don't think there is. I think sniper... We could get ourselves a playmaker on the wing. I think having a power forward in the center wouldn't be terrible. All right, I still want a defenseman, so let's try and take back some salary from these guys. Anybody down here that they want to get rid of? Got this guy. They got this guy. What are you? Top 6. Kale Clog, 2-way. Wouldn't be terrible. They do have Doughty. We could take back Doughty. Take back 11 mil. Let's see if they go for that straight up first. I don't think they will. Nope. So let's throw them something that they want. And I think we're going to start with that goalie. Let's start with this goalie. Let's see how off we are. They're really not interested. Let's throw in a pick. Oh, there's also Carlson we can throw in. What am I doing here? Oh, wait, no, Pesse. Ooh, I totally forgot about Pesse. Let's take away this and see if we can get a pick in return. I forgot about Pesse. Let's try for the second. Trade rejected. Keep working our way back here. Try for the fourth. Straight up. All right, they are saying no to that, so we are going to have to throw in some additionals. Let's start with the high starter and work our way up. Rejected. I'm willing to go as far as a second for this. Let's start with a fourth and work our way up from there. They're not interested. Come on, boys. Come on. Not even for a second. How about my second? Come on, guys. Accepted. We've got Quinton Byfield on our team. Power forward galore. All right, let's make sure that everybody that is on the team is on the team. Doughty's already here. Is Byfield here? Byfield is here. All right, we should be good. Let's go to edit lines and get this thing going. Hopefully everything is okay with Byfield on this line. Quinton? Yeah, sure. +3. Not bad. You are a power forward, so that's where the problem lies there. We have 2 power forwards and a playmaker. So a sniper would obviously be pretty nice. I bet you if I just did this. No, actually didn't make it better. You know what? 2 power forwards might not be the end of the world anyway. The other thing that's probably going to happen is Hoglander's not going to live there forever. All right, on defense, I think we're leaving it as is because that is leaving Doughty down here, which is fine. You have a role of top 6, but I'm not putting you on top 6. He is a right defense, but for right now, I'm going to leave that be. Was there anything else I wanted to trade? I did want to see. Let's look at centers here. This guy has some worth. And looking at his contract, 3 years at that is not bad. but he's not really doing what he needs to be doing. He does fit that third line. No, you know what? I was saying I wanted to get rid of him, but if he wants to stay there, he wants to stay there. We are fine. I think that is all we are going to trade. Everything else I want to use at the deadline. If I, not the deadline, sorry, the draft. When and if I get there. All right, let's get through this, get ourselves to the playoffs, and I'll probably leave the episode there, and we will do the playoffs and the off season in the next episode. We have to get ourselves there first. McGinnon says yes. You say yes. There's probably a few more people that I need to offer contracts to, eh? Keep current. Continue simming. We're done our trading. All right, boys, let's do it. Now, the other thing is me getting Quinton Byfield there is going to put us in a cap crunch in a few years here because our top 6 are going to be quite expensive. We're going to have to make some choices like 3 or 4 years from now. Raquel for a first, a third, and Loops. Wow. Raquel went for a bunch of that. Little bit older age. He's not a young duck anymore. Young duck? Young buck is, I guess, actually the word I was looking for. Oh, well. Hoglander is out for a little while. I'm just going to say replace. He's not out for a terribly long time. So I'm going to trust either Phillips or Kopitar to take the wheel there. Hopefully they're not going to do terribly. And well, they say as we lose a few in a row there, we're going to come back for a win. No, we are not. Ooh, yikes. This is a bit of a slide, isn't it? All right, start pouring myself a little bit of water here. All right, let's take a look at our draft class. I think I'm probably going to just let them continue on. You're already being scouted. Yeah, you know what? For this one, you guys can just keep scouting. Just keep on scouting. Multiple players are ready to be dressed. I think that just means that it's going to be our friend Hoglander here. Get back in here, Hoglander. Thank you very much. He's actually injured there. Everything else is doing okay. Carlson is back down to an 81. I think I'm going to try this for a little while. He is still listed as a top 4, though. That's kind of the problem. I could do that for a little while. 83, 84. But Ghost is also listed as a top 4, and I don't want to make him pissed off. I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with it. We haven't been doing amazingly, but we're doing a little bit better than we have before. So hopefully we can continue on. There's a couple wins, couple good goaltending games as well, good defensive games. Not horrified at that. And then we immediately, whoa, TJ Oshie. Oh, you're 39. That would make sense. Oh, that's just horrible. Nah, I don't need TJ. I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, man. Dropping off like nobody's business. Are we gonna come on, guys? Let's jump back with a few more wins here. I want at least a 45 win season, boys. 45 win season. Let's do it. 3 of the next 4. You guys can do it. We won against the Canucks, which is actually pretty awesome. We've got ourselves Dante McGinn injured. I'm gonna replace. It's just until okay. Apparently Stanton was also a little bit injured. There's 1 win. Come on, boys. 2 more. Last 2 wins of the season. Come on, boys. Harold Olsen. Oh, it's Seattle. No, that is us. Replace player. Hopefully he's not out for too long. We did not get back there in time. What did I just do? What is happening? Is it here? Yeah. McGinn. Get back in there, McGinn. Thank you. Cool. Should be good to go. 44 wins? Nope. And we are going to be against a powerhouse of a team. That's Olsen down there in the defenseman and defensive realm there. Instead of... Wait, is he in the defensive realm? No. I know who he is. Sorry. He is this guy. Get out of here, Kopitar. Get in there, Olsen. What a dude. Seeing if there's anything else we can do to make this better or worse. It doesn't seem like it. What if I did something like that? No. 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 All right, I'm just going to leave it as is. Just going to leave it as is. All right, we got ourselves to the end of the season. Let's take a quick look at contracts, at our final progress reports, at our points for the season, and we'll even take a look at the full season stats here. We got a half decent year. I'm anything over a 90, I'm not going to scoff at. Not a terrible goal differential. Power play, second best in the division. Penalty kill. Power play, and then penalty kill is the best in the division. 19, 18, and 4. We are definitely better away than we are at home. We had a terrible last 10 games, which is not an amazing thing to see. Actually, let's take a look at the full league, see how the entire league did. So not the Pacific Division. I want to see entire league. New York Rangers, St. Louis, Vancouver, Chicago, Ottawa, strangely enough. So, we're just barely in that top 16 of the year, of the league, really. Really 90, how do you get over 90 points to get into the finals? And we at 93 just barely scraped our way into the Stanley Cup finals. Tampa Bay looks like they are finally dropping off a little bit. Quite a few teams above 500, to be completely honest. There really is only a few teams that are really tanking hard. And without their big guns, or at least their big guns aging drastically, looks like the Washington Capitals and the Pittsburgh Penguins are finally in the end. After their Ovi and Crosby years, they're starting to die off a little bit, it seems. Okay, let's see points. Take a look at our team first, and then we'll go to the full league. Giannis, obviously, it looks like after the first two guys, it drops off pretty dramatically, unfortunately. Hoglander, I'm assuming, is going to lose that stat growth. No defense got a 40-point year, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Stanton, not the points I was looking for from him, to be completely honest. Oh, well. Again, not the greatest year in the entire world. Let's see, 34 wins in 69 games. Not great for Wallstead. We will see how that stacks up to everybody else. Jari almost got the points I needed out of him, but a 9.9 save percentage is not terrible for a backup, so I'm not going to be too enraged. All right, let's take a look at everybody's points here. So I want to see the entire league, please. There we go. All right, let's start with forwards first, and then we'll look at defense after. McKinnon, obviously, and Giannis was pretty close up there in points, to be completely honest. There's not a lot of people that have above 100, so that is not terrible at all. You got Pedersen, who's being fed by Podkozen, and look at there's Besser as well. So that Canuck line is pretty awesome. Looks like Turcotte. Who else would be feeding? Well, it looks like Eichel and Aho and McKinnon. Yeah, Aho and McKinnon, Eichel and Reinhardt, and Nesse. Yeah, just quite a few big players. And then looks like Panarin and Lafreniere are doing pretty well as well. And Pavel Buchnevich is also doing pretty well, to be completely honest. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the fun points. Assist leader. Nitchez, Reinhardt, Wright. Yeah, Shane Wright for only having 83 points. He got himself up there in the assist game there, which is pretty awesome. Eichel, McKinnon, Caulfield, one of the Zagreses, Connor Bedard. What a beast. And then Giannis and Matthews, some of the players that you would expect. Who takes the most shots in the league? Caulfield? Yeah, sure. Power play point leader goes to McKinnon. Him and Aho absolutely just rocket in the net constantly. Let's take a look at some of the funner stats. Hits, who's the biggest hitter in the league? Wenrich. Don't know who you are. You're an elite power forward. There you go, my friend. Danto, Barkov, Jost. All right, cool. Let's take a look at giveaway takeaways. Start with takeaways. Giannis does pretty well defensively, doesn't he? Unfortunately, he does not have the face-off, so I think that's probably going to go to Barkov. Looks like Barkov is kind of a shoe-in for that, Selke. Ryan O'Reilly, still making a case for himself. Barzell, slightly making a case for himself. No one else here is really making a case. All right, let's take a look at fights. Anybody still fighting? Whoever this guy is, a two-way who really shouldn't be playing, but obviously the Oilers don't care who they put on the field. That's pretty funny. We do have McGinn. McGinn's a fighter here. He's a sniper fighter, really. Fighting skill is at 70, and he fought twice. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? All right, let's take a look at goalies here. All right, no, wait, before we get there, defenseman. Who's going to get that defensive? Really? Tory Krug, sorry, at 35 years of age. Not terrible. And then a bunch of the notables. Looks like Luke Hughes went over to the Wild, and he's fighting his brother for that. That's pretty awesome. Oh, Ryan Merkley, good for him. Obviously, nobody that we can really see there. There's really not a lot of 50-plus point scorers in the league, so it's a difficult thing to grab. All right, taking a look at goalies. Let's make sure that we have this set to minimum 50 games. Holtby. All right, I see you there, bro. Looks like Holtby. Although DiPietro has more games played, has a better goals against. Binnington has less games played and a better goals against. So Binnington might have it there. I think it's going to go to Binnington. All right, let's take a look at rookie skaters. What do we got here? Olsen got himself up there. So did Quincy. Actually, look, is that all three of them? No, all three of us here right there. That's our team. Just three guys in the conversation, but looks like this guy is a low elite 86 overall. Nice. That guy grew nicely, didn't he? All right, let's take a look at rookie goalies. Anybody? No rookie goalies. So no one's forcing the issue there. All right, before we go away, let's take a quick look at the LA Kings. Wow. Other Zegras is all the way down the way. We could have saved him from being on the third line. Oh, well. Why am I doing that? Starting line. I'm trying to look at LA Kings. All right. We got Taylor Hall, Alex Turcotte, and Arthur. Never heard of ya. Arthur, never heard of ya. But you are pretty good. And then we've got Mikael Granlund, Ranty, Turcotte. They have two Turcottes, guys. There are two Alex Turcottes, and there are two Zegrasses. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's me, guys. That's my fault. Velarde here on the third line. Wow. I didn't realize how good Velarde got. I guess you do have a top six. That makes sense that he would get that good. Pavel Zakas. Did we not? I think we've had him in a different life. We've had Pavel Zakas, haven't we? This guy's also pretty good, isn't he? Wow, 82 overall, and they've got him as a depth forward. They've got Pesse because we gave it to them, and then they got Trouba, and I think we've got them when it comes to their defenseman, Cowfoot, sorry. Got some decent depth there. We definitely have them in the goalie realm. I think we've got these guys. It's gonna be interesting. They're pretty deep. They're really deep. Landis Anderson here on the third line is pretty crazy. That's what he's listed as, actually, so it's nothing too crazy. And this 23-year-old man, they've got some potential for years to come to make some actual damage. Yikes. Good on you, Kings. All right, before we go anywhere, let's take a look at progress report, see if there's any big movements. All right, Hoglander and Wright. Those guys are both obviously problems. Oh, look at those puck skills. Whew. Whew, I say. Defensively is doing good. Everything is just looking beautiful in there. Have you grown at all naturally, Shane? Do better, dude. McGinn, no natural. Kopitar, it's going to be a bunch of negatives. Wallstead, still statistical minuses. Hopefully he bounces back. Still some half-decent pluses here for Giannis. All right, let's take a look in the system, see if there's any big growths. Still this guy, looking pretty good. Defensively is pretty good. Some pretty good stats there. I'm not terrified. And this guy is looking like he can really push for a backup role possibly in the future, if not a starter. I might hold on to him. I think I'm going to hold on to him and trade our other goalie, our other elite goalie. Now this guy, also not looking terrible. Some decent growth. He's not getting any defensive awareness, but at least his stick checking and stuff is going up because his defensive awareness is actually fine. Everything else that needs to grow. That's pretty awesome. This guy's pretty cool. He is growing, but I still think at 21 years of age that there's no chance that this defenseman is going to pull through. I really don't. I really, really don't. He is a right-wing defenseman, though, so I could hold on. He could have some crazy growth, but I think I'd prefer to find someone a little better rated overall and get them. All right, I know it's been a long episode, guys, but I do just want to view the contracts, see if there's any other contracts I want to be sending out before I go. Hoglander, are you still asking for 10? He's still asking for 10. I'm waiting for his stat growth to grow down. Now, what I'm probably going to do is give both of these guys like a 1/10. I'm going to need it next year anyway. I'm actually probably going to hold off on Hoglander. I'm going to offer Werenski that one contract. I'm going to hold off on Hoglander and give it to him later if he wants it. I'm obviously going to hold off on Doughty and Kopitar because these guys are both going to drop off dramatically. Yeah, he wants 4 years of that. I mean, there's a chance that we can have Doughty as our backup, as our sixth defenseman next year, but I'm not going to give him the contract now until I know what he's like at the end of the coming year. But on that note, guys, I am going to leave this here. Obviously, we are going to start the playoffs in the next episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode of NHL 21 Franchise Mode with your Seattle Wizards. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.